Yeah.
Like alfalfa, I am.
Oh, jeez.
Hello!
I just realized I got a haircut since the last Q&A, so that's, yeah. For the record, if you're watching back, I got it cut at home. I'm not breaking quarantine.
I mean, even though everything's open again now, where we are, but...
Yeah, but I'm also immunocompromised. So, trust me. Hi, people. All right. We're going to wait a second to give everybody a minute to come in.
So when we told you that episode 17 was bad, and you said, how bad could it be? The answer is, that bad.
That bad. Approximately that bad. 17. It was fun and great to record.
Yeah. It didn't post to Twitter.
Oh, didn't it?
Okay.
God damn it.
Pardon us, we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Checked out word fam.
Yep.
Drafts. Yep.
Once again, pardon us, we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Unsent tweets. Nope. Scheduled. Haha. Because you scheduled it for next Saturday.
Ah, great. So how do I just send it? Here, I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Can't schedule a tweet, send it fast.
Okay, it will post in...
Yeah, about 30 seconds.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just posting it. Okay. It can sit in the drafts. I don't have time for this.
We'll delete it later. Professional podcasters.
Yeah, we're very professional podcasters. We literally just spent 30 minutes trying to do the math on how Leo can do an automatic 69 damage. We literally just spent 30 minutes doing that right before we hopped on for the Q&A. So we are extremely professional.
Yeah. The tragic answer. Oh, thank you. You like my shirt. Yeah. The tragic answer for everybody, for the record, is that with the levels as we work them out, the one and only time Laeral Valsine will be able to do an automatic 69 damage will be during the series finale.
I just think that it sounds like poetic justice. that he has the ability to do an automatic 69 damage in the finale. I'm not mad about it.
We spent like 30 minutes doing the math because we had the opportunity. We recorded the first episode of season 2 yesterday, but we had the opportunity yesterday and we didn't do it. We almost could have had Leo do 69 damage. And it didn't happen.
I had to have a 3rd level spell slot to be able to do the 69 damage, and then I had to heal people.
Yeah,
so.
And then that didn't happen.
Yeah. And I lost my last 3rd level spell slot, so I didn't get to do it.
Yeah, so that was Leo's first and last opportunity. Well, not first and last. The
last one until the very end of the series.
Yeah, the season finale and the season 2 premiere were the only opportunities Leo would have had to do an automatic 69 damage, and he didn't do it either episode. So
I wanted to.
Just fucking the series finale. That will be the victory of the series finale.
I wanted
automatic 69.
I wanted to, but somebody got knocked unconscious.
Also, people commenting on my haircut. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Chelsea to trim off my split ends.
All right, let's get started.
Yes. Got some people. Okay. We were waiting for people in chat. I have a fancy document of all the questions. Fucking on it. Okay. Question 1. What scene was the hardest to record for each of you in this episode?
I think it's probably the same scene for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, after we finished recording the episode, well, we had to take a break after we did the actual scene with the Dominate person, but after we were done recording the episode, I went and took like a 45-minute shower. I felt disgusting.
Physically, you could hear the hardest scene for me to record because the pained noise that Fee makes was difficult to do with my throat. So physically, that was the hardest scene to record the episode. I feel like psychologically the Dominate Person scene and the scene with Fen, when Fen came back, were both equally difficult.
Rough, yeah.
But but that is separate from the physical concern of my throat didn't want to do the things that it did this episode.
I think it all came out
good.
Yeah, it all came out in the wash.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, it was a difficult episode to record because Moreland Valentine is a scumbag.
And it's just whenever I have to do Moreland, like saying or doing vile shit, it always like fucks with me because I'm like, I feel gross. I feel like I always feel like I need to go take a shower.
Yeah. And he did. Well, also just like me trying to both do justice to where Fee was at mentally in that episode, but also not have a panic attack was difficult. It was a lot. What would have happened if you hadn't rolled the luck check for the spell to rub off when Fee was in the doorway?
You would have made it out of the room and like down the hallway before it kicked in. Yeah. Which, I don't know, like, would that have changed Fee's reaction? If she had been out of the situation, like, would she have made that decision to turn around and go back in?
I don't think so. Not if, like, because Alasha was already going down the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if she ran into Alasha when the spell was wearing off, she wouldn't have gone back in. She would have just talked to Alasha about the situation.
Well, because the situation wouldn't have precipitated the way it did.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, that Dominate person would have never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like, I expected it to stop before the Dominate person.
Yeah.
I did not plan to do that.
And then I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, because that was the thing that made me feel, like, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Because
that was a failsafe, and then
I had planned for it to stop at the suggestion because that's a whiz save, and I was like, oh well, Fee has shit whiz.
Fee has -1 to whiz,
and she's
not gonna roll that.
Yeah, she's not gonna roll a nat 20. Like, whatever. Exactly. It's with advantage. It's what, like it's like a fight.
Merlin's save DC is 19. She's roll a nat 20, and then she rolls a nat 20.
And I mean, like, if you had rolled that second nat 20, I don't know what it would have escalated to.
I think as we were recording, you said that if I had rolled that next nat 20, it would have tripped off the boss battle of the whole campaign with Fee alone and at level 7. Level 6 at that point, actually.
Either that or, like, he has some other beefy spells that he could have cast that could have been pretty coercive, one of which is Power Word Pain. So I'm really glad
we didn't want to do.
Yeah, so I'm really glad you didn't roll that second nat 20. I wish you hadn't rolled the first one.
Yeah. Episode 17. He has, Moreland has a lot of spells that are bad.
He's an enchantment and necromancy based sorcerer, because we do all of our sorcerers with Al's sorcerer rule of you can do 2 things.
Yeah.
And Moreland's 2 things are do massive amounts of necrotic damage and fuck with people's heads. So.
Yeah. Third question. How much did Fee tell Fen and Kalessa about the Stormbringer? I don't know that Fee would have shared, like, the various... I don't know that she would have shared any of her, like, episode 13 visions with the Stormbringer with them at all, because that's, like, intensely personal. I don't think she would have brought that up.
I think it was just like an informational level, like, hey, there's this whole other goddess and like an ancient religion that like we've been lied to about our whole lives.
Yeah, like I think the bare facts of the fact that the Stormbringer exists and that there is still active worship of them in Ashuria, all that, and all the state-sanctioned murder and genocide. I think that she definitely shared. I don't think her personal experiences with the Stormbringer she would have brought up, because that is something that is, first of all, something she's still trying to figure out the significance of, like, for herself, and second of all, deeply personal.
Well, and it just wasn't really relevant information to Fen and Kalessa, especially at the time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, because, Fen had a pretty strong reaction to that.
Yeah.
Red going and staring into a corner in silence for a couple of minutes.
The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that was just because, number one, we've already established that Fen doesn't do well with interruptions to the status quo,
Yeah.
and like Fen doesn't
Yeah.
like change.
Yeah.
So I think just hearing like, hey, there's this whole other religion that like got wiped out and we've been lied to our whole lives was like a really big mindfuck for it. Well, and like all the beacon stuff too, because like basically Fen had to sit there and have Phoebe like, so you've been lied to about everything for your whole life.
Your entire life is a lie. So
to Fen, who is historically bad with change.
Your entire life is a lie. Come with me to Vogelder, which is the country that waged war on us for several centuries.
Put aside your germophobia.
Yeah, literally. Put aside your germophobia and the trauma that has inspired it. Like, it was a lot for Fen.
Yeah. So I think given all that, Fen did kind of, take it on the chin. He was pretty good with it compared to it.
Oh, and then I split the rest of our questions up into sections. So let's talk about all the Alasha questions. We got a few. Did Alasha know what was happening with Leo is the first one.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Here's where we unequivocally established that Alasha Dakaran is the most morally gray character in the series.
Yeah.
By what was going on with Leo, like it being the fact that Leo was abused.
Like, I assumed it didn't provide extra context. I would assume
But that's what it
that
meant.
the question is referring to generally the emotional and psychological abuse, and specifically the mind control.
Nobody's gonna like this answer. Yes. Yep. Well, and it's implied throughout that whole scene with Alasha and Moreland too. Here's a list of the things we find out about Alasha this episode. Number 1, she prioritizes Fee's safety and well-being over everything. Number 2, she definitely knew that Leo was being abused in that way and frankly did not care. Because, number 3, she was directly complicit in what happened to Adana Valsai.
Yeah.
And helped cover it up.
Yeah. And we don't know if it was connected or not, but we also did find out that Alasha and Moreland are involved.
And have been
for a while.
The better part of at least the last 75 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, those are the facts. Everybody should draw their own conclusions, but those are the facts that we find out about Alasha.
Oh, and also that she did not hesitate to throw the entire Shakrana family under the bus.
True.
Yep.
True. Yeah. Yeah, like, and also, the second her kid was threatened, she enabled likely torture of Soren's parents who don't know anything. Like...
But also literally grabbed the Archduke of Astraria by the front of his fucking robes and was like, listen here, you little shit.
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I think it was either last week or the week before we were talking about how Alasha and Moreland's dynamic is one of our favorite dynamics in the show. Because that woman can say whatever the fuck she wants to him.
Yeah.
Because she
has so much dirt on him.
She has so much dirt on him.
Everything. About everything.
Like, the evidence about what happened to Adana alone is so damning that, like, Alasha can say whatever the fuck she wants to him.
Yeah. And we find out some other stuff that she knows about before the end of the season.
Yeah, that is actually more damning than the shit that happened to Adana.
Yeah, like, Alasha can do whatever she wants forever because she knows everything about every dirty secret that the Archduke of Astraria has ever tried to bury.
Because she's had her fingers in all of them.
Yes, because she was directly complicit in every single thing that she knows about. Like,
yeah.
Alasha's a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer the question, yeah, she knew what was going on with Leo. She doesn't give a shit about Leo.
Yep.
She doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that segues nicely into our next question about Alasha, which are, what are her thoughts on Leo, / what did she think of him when he was a kid?
Alasha's feelings on Leo sum up to outwardly indifference. Just outwardly, she just doesn't give a shit about him. Inwardly, bitterness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backstory about, like, the Volduran War and, like, how...
Which we will get into later in the series.
Yeah. About how, like, Moreland and Alasha and Kalissa's dad all know each other and, like, how they knew Leo's mom. I don't know that this will ever come up directly in podcast because we might not have the time to dissect it, but Leo's mom came from nothing. Like, she didn't even have a last name. She was Adana of wherever when she met Morlun. And Alasha is a Marchioness, which is, like, the rank under an Archduke.
Yeah.
And had to watch this little peasant steal the man she was in love with.
There's a degree of classism in Ashurian society.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Yeah, so Alasha's feelings towards Leo and the whole circumstance surrounding Leo even being alive are very bitter. Yeah.
And we go into a lot of that backstory later in the series, and this is all going to, not necessarily everything is going to come up to the degree that we can talk about it in the Q&As, but like...
that we can, because I don't think we're going to have time to dig into that. I really don't.
Yeah.
But,
and then our third question about Alasha was, is Alasha going to stop, this is the family friendly Q&A, having relations...
dancing the horizontal tango, if you will.
...with Morlun the way that she has been now?
Nope.
Please say yes.
Nope.
No. She knew he was bad before he did this.
Yep, their relationship dynamic is fucked up.
It's fucked.
And that is something that will be dug into like later in podcast.
That we're going to dissect at great length.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked. But short answer, no.
It's the one romantic relationship in the man's life that isn't actually predicated on abuse, but it sure is fucked up. Yeah. It is nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, like, she knew what he was way before this.
Yep.
Is the short answer.
And enabled it.
Yes, and has been enabling it for multiple centuries now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alasha is a very complicated character.
Yeah, Alasha's the most morally gray character in the entire series. If we have to deal with it, then so do you.
And then we got a block of questions about Fen and about PH Fen.
I hate how PH Fen is how we're describing it now, but there's no other way.
Yeah. Oh, somebody in the chat said, but after he did that to Fee. Yeah.
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 I think to a degree, Alasha thinks that now that she is appraised of the situation, that because, like, look at her entire life and her entire history of everything that she's been doing with the Beacon and with, like, Australian court intrigue. And she, as a character, she does have a certain degree of arrogance to her. I think that Alasha believes that now that she is appraised of the situation, that she can get control of it.
Yeah.
And fix it.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what Alasha is. She's Morlun's fixer. Like, when things go bad or people need to be gotten out of the way, that's Alasha's job.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it was implied that she planned to keep carrying on things as they were when she said, if you cast so much of the prestidigitation within 60 feet of that girl, I will kill you in your sleep.
How else is she going to do that?
Yeah, how else is she going to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. People are discussing ship names for Fen and Fee in the chat. It's so funny. While we're giving serious answers, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's a fucked up dynamic between two very fucked up people.
Yeah. We're not going to make a prequel about Alasha and Morlun, but...
I might write something.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Subscribe to the Patreon. I might write something. I have a lot of thoughts. So, real talk, I have fleshed out characters. I haven't rolled character sheets yet, but I have, like, classes and subclasses and backstory for Morlun, all 4 of his siblings, Alasha, both of Kalessa's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of Fee and Leo's shitty cousins.
Yeah. Somebody said Barry writing real. Yeah, for the record, we both write and take writing commissions.
But I'm probably going to write that one just so I don't have to throw away world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both might write some stuff before this campaign's over and just put it on the Patreon.
Subscribe to the Patreon. Maybe you get to see it.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to make that a tier later. But, okay, questions about Fen and about Fen the ship.
The good ship Fen.
The good ship Fen. Would Fen have actually gone through with attacking/killing Morlun, or was his reaction, they mean the hand to the hilt, to Fee's story and distress more of just an in-the-moment reaction?
I think it was probably an in-the-moment reaction. Like, Fen is very protective, and
Yeah.
Fen prioritizes Fee's safety and well-being over literally everything. Fen is also not an idiot and knows that Moreland Belsign is the most powerful magic user in Astrarian history.
Swatting like a fly.
Yeah. Moreland could actually, because of his 9th level spell, Moreland could one-hit kill Fen.
Yeah.
At this level, because he has less than 100 hit points.
Yep.
So,
and Moreland does have
power word kill. Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah. Moreland could instantly one-hit kill Fen. So I don't think...
Yeah. Fen is very protective, and Fen is very defensive of Fee. He's not a fool.
Yeah.
And would not have, gone running battle axe out at the Archduke of Astraria.
Yeah, people are reacting to us saying that he could have one-hit killed.
He has power word kill.
Power word kill. The rules of power word kill is that any creature with less than 100 hit points you can kill instantly. And he has, I think, 2 9th level spell slots.
No, he has 1. You only ever get 1. Yeah, you only ever get 1.
All right. Yeah. When we said he can do massive amounts of necrotic damage.
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 9th level spell slot, but also he has a frankly alarming pool of sorcery points that he could convert into another 9th level spell slot. If he wanted to. So, theoretically, he could pop off a couple power word kills.
Well, I don't know if you can make 9th level spell slots with sorcery points. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. But, yeah, at least once a day, he can just...
kill somebody.
To kill somebody that has less than 100 hit points.
Hello, gay people. What have I missed? Oh, so much.
Ooh, the Alasha section of this Q&A.
Yeah, you missed the Alasha section. Just watch it back later.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to talk about Fen now. And would Fee have stopped him if he did actually try? Again, yes, because Fee's also not stupid, and Fee is well aware of what her father is capable of. And Fee is honestly well aware that Fen is expendable to him.
Well, because everybody is. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody is. Yeah, I think... Well, it's been a minute since I actually listened to the scene again, but I think she did stop him in the moment, and she would have stopped him if he had been more determined about it.
Yeah, he asked, "Where's your father?" And then Fee was like, "It's not worth it."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he had been a little more determined about it, she would have been a little more determined about stopping him.
He wouldn't have been more determined about it because, as soon as he processed, oh, I'll get swatted like a bug.
Yeah.
He would have been like, okay, let's reevaluate.
Yeah.
Because for being a fighter, Fen is actually very non-confrontational.
Yeah. And as we said in the episode, Moreland has combat experience that Fen just doesn't have. Moreland was in a war.
And was a war hero.
Yeah, he has experience that...
Yeah, probably in terms of even, swordplay, Moreland could squish Fen like a bug.
We are talking about a guy in his 60s who has a lot of extensive combat experience and who is very magically powerful against a 24-year-old with an axe.
Who's very good with
determination.
Yeah. And love, but...
Yeah, and righteous anger.
Yeah.
Which is the most powerful force in the world. But
it's not more powerful than a power word kill. So.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think even if Fen had been a little more determined about trying to go kill Moreland in the moment, he and Fee both would have realized how bad an idea it was before he got close. Even though I love the image of him trying. But...
I don't love the image of what would happen next so much.
And then we just got asked in 2 separate questions to talk about Fen the ship.
About what?
Just talk about him.
Just talk about it? I like it.
I like it. We very much intended from the beginning for Fen and Fee's dynamic to be very much one of they have been each other's person for a very long time. They've been each other's closest friend for a very long time.
And that supersedes anything romantic.
Yeah, and that despite that, Fen is also in love with Fee.
Yeah.
In season 1 at least, and in early season 1 at least, and Fee does not reciprocate that feeling in the same way. And that was just kind of how we set up their dynamic from the beginning.
But friends with benefits are nice.
Yeah. Yeah, friends with benefits happen later, but
yeah.
Yeah. But we very much had always planned on. I didn't plan on them being endgame at any point. I don't know if that was a possibility that you had in mind.
I mean, pretty much everybody on Team V was a romance option.
Yeah.
just given Fenn's character and given everything and all the changes that Fee's going to go through, I didn't think it was super likely.
Yeah.
But it was always a possibility if you had decided to pursue that route, but I figured that it was pretty unlikely. But the fact remains, like, in the essence of because, like, my kind of writing angle with Fenn the Ship was that it was going to be my comprehensive takedown of, like, romantic love essentialism and establishing that romantic love is the pinnacle of all love and matters the most and is the most important, because it doesn't matter to Fenn that Fee does not romantically love him back. She is always going to be his person. Yeah, and they're always going to be very important to each other no matter what else happens. They're always going to be close. They're always going to be important to each other, like, because they've been each other's best friend for a very long time and they're very close. And because they were essentially kind of all each other had to lean on for a very long time. Yeah, because, I mean, Fenn lost 3/5 of his family. Yeah, and his dad was not really in a position to support him. Yeah, Fenn's dad is pretty emotionally absent. Like, we don't get a lot of exposition on that, but well, I mean, the man watched his wife and his 2 daughters get sick. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is understandable that Fenn's dad is the way that he is. But also it had an effect on Fenn. And that effect is that Fenn leaned on Fee for a long time. And he was not wrong to do that. Yeah. Like, no, I think the most important takeaway about the Fenn with the PH is that they are each other's people. And to a degree always will be. Like, this is not us saying you guys can't write fan fiction of them together. Go, they're good. Yeah, it's a good dynamic. We're proud of how the dynamic shook out. Yeah, like, we're not even going to write them romantic. It's fine. Yeah, we're not even going to say would it be so bad if they kissed, because they already have. Yeah, because they have. But we very much plan for the dynamic to pan out platonically. And we very much plan for them to be, they're each other's person. That does not mean that they are in a relationship. Mm-hmm. And also, this comment in the chat right now. Yeah, as we said in the episode, Fee did not feel safe to process what happened until Fenn was there, because she needed somebody to lean on, and Fenn has been that person for her for a very long time. Like, their dynamic is... It's very good, yeah. I love Fenn. But I think it's nice romantically, it's nice platonically, like, it's a good dynamic. It's very near and dear to my heart. Yeah. But we do have some interesting things planned out. I also think that it's fun that we decided that they were friends with benefits, because so many people have started headcanoning Fenn as non-binary, which is never going to happen in the podcast because we let you make your own headcanons. It's never going to be confirmed. But I do think it's funny because the other person that we've personally shipped Fenn with is also a trans person. So it just makes Fenn's life the inverse of that tweet. It's like, I am exclusively T for T. That doesn't mean cis people can't shoot your shot. It just means you won't be cis when we're done. Like, it's so funny. But yeah. And there would have been less premise for that joke if Fenn and Fee were not canonically friends with benefits, which is I enjoy it. Okay, what's the next one? Yes. Yeah, Fenn good. Fenn good. That's all we got. Yeah. We talked in a lot of different directions about that, but that's okay. Oh, next section of questions are about Kalessa and Arabe. Yes, it's time for the lore drop. That we may or may not ever see discussed in the podcast. We will see it in the podcast. We planned it. Okay. How well do Kalessa and Arabe know each other from school? I'm going to read all of these at once. Were they in the same classes / social circles, or more just passers-by? How do Kalessa and Arabe know each other? If no one already asked, how do Kalessa and Arabe know each other? In the biblical sense. Yeah, we were so sad that this didn't come up in season 1. We were so sad that this didn't come up in season 1. It will be coming up later. Yeah, much later, probably season 3. But there have been implications of Arabe's mom was a professor at the Order of Iona, and both of her parents were. Oh yeah, both of them. Sorry. And that's one point of connection. I think it was implied that Arabe went to the school. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, but they went to school together, and they would have run in very similar circles. Also, as we will be establishing in, unfortunately, not until late season 2, early season 3, they did date for a year.
And their interactions are so much funnier when you think about that. Because just...
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You look different. Like, it's very important. It will be coming up in the podcast, but it is very important to know about their season 1, or it informs their season 1, or it's important to know as it informs their season 1 dynamic, because every interaction that they have, which is only a couple of them, unfortunately, because there was so much going on at this part of season 1, every interaction that they have at the tail end of the season is so much funnier if you know that they dated. Kalessa showed back up. Arabe went to live in the woods for a while and saw Kalessa for the first time, and she had blue hair and like 6 facial piercings. Mwah! Oh, wow. You look different.
Yeah. Well, and they ended on very good terms. Yeah. It was just I think we've discussed this, not dialogue snippet, but this sort of like bit of meta. It is that they dated for like a year, which an elf timeline is not
that long.
But
Kalessa has a Rolodex.
Yeah, Kalessa has a revolving door of X's.
I wouldn't call it a revolving door, but she has a few.
Yeah, they dated for about a year. They ended things on very good terms. It was just that they wanted different things, and they had different needs, and what Ereve needed was for it to not be her problem when Kalessa tried to pierce her own nose in the bathroom at 3 a.m., accidentally hit her vasovagal nerve, and passed out face first into a pool of her own blood.
That's the whole dynamic. It will come up later in the series, but... They ended on good terms, but they ended because Ereve just couldn't handle how much energy Kalessa has.
Yeah. Autistic to ADHD communication derogatory.
Yeah. Ereve was sitting here like, I just want to feed my birds. And Kalessa said, I'm going to pierce my nose again.
How do you feel about arson? And that's why they ended. And that's why they broke up.
I'm making myself a dress out of rubber ducks. It is your problem now.
I can't.
Like, it's just very...
Just Ereve voice. I can't do this anymore.
They ended on very good terms. And we were so sad that we didn't get to bring it up in season 1. Because just so much was happening in the next few episodes, and so much will continue to be happening. But it's just, it makes their interactions so much funnier, so we needed to say it in a Q&A if someone brought it up.
Yeah, it was not a big, like, sweeping romantic affair.
No.
Like, they were casually dating for like a year, but...
Ereve was one of the women that Kalessa casually dated in her late teens, early 20s. Oh, man.
And when we finally get to meet Kalessa's girlfriend, it will all pay off.
Yes. Spoilers. Okay, and then we just got fun questions from our patrons.
Okay.
I know you answered this before, but it was in one of the deleted Q&As, and I can't remember. But what TMA entities are each of the characters?
I've been so excited for this, because now we have everybody, and we can talk about everybody.
Yes.
Also, I really hope that somebody that I really... whoops. What does he have?
He has a plastic box.
Why?
This is stupid.
Woody, stop. You already ate dinner. What is your problem?
I got takeout. I left the fucking box on the table. My bad.
Nasty boy.
Woodrow.
Oh, yes, the cat.
I know that we have somebody that regularly watches the Q&As that's like really into the Magnus Archives, so I hope that person is here.
Yes.
I am sticking with my diagnosis that Leo is corruption aligned.
Yeah.
Because the corruption is all about like belonging, and it's all about like love so powerful that it destroys you.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that ties into a lot of Leo's character traits.
Yeah.
We said Fee was lonely aligned.
Yes.
I think we also said that Fen was lonely aligned.
Did we say that? I think we said that Fen was either lonely or corruption, and the way that Fee is either lonely or buried.
Okay, yeah.
Which ain't we feeling that one after this episode?
Yeah. Kalessa is stranger aligned.
Yeah. She's weird. I love that about her.
And to we say that
also, and like because so much of Kalessa's presentation is a performance.
Yeah. Did we say desolation for Zed? Or Hunt?
No, we said slaughter.
Slaughter, yeah, slaughter for Zed.
Because how I do entity alignments, this is not how everybody has to do it, but how I do it as someone who has listened to Magnus Archive, is that it is your worst impulse and the things that you fear about yourself is what you are aligned with. And for Zed, that is absolutely slaughter. Like, as we discussed in episode 16, Zed had some times in his life where he made some bad calls and where he hurt some people, and that is something that he is deeply afraid of, and that is something that he deeply regrets about himself. Like, absolutely Zed is slaughter aligned, and he is trying not to be.
Yeah, which I think like is in the same vein as like Leo and the corruption too. Like Leo is very much afraid about Leo's very much afraid of his love and his attachment destroying people.
Yeah.
Because he's watched it happen several times now.
Yeah.
And then, what did we say for Eleonora? Did we say desolation?
I think we might have said desolation for Eleonora. Maybe. Hold on. Let me think. Let me think. You keep going. Talk about Arabe.
Arabe is eye aligned. Are you fucking kidding me? That is, Lou, instantaneously Arabe is eye aligned.
Talk about Verity then. Let me think.
Verity is instantaneously stranger aligned.
This is a sadness for me.
Yeah. Arabe is instantaneously eye aligned. Her biggest character flaw is that she needs to know everything about everything and doesn't care who gets hurt in the process.
I think Ravane is actually vast aligned.
Nice.
Yeah, because that is the impulse that he has that scares him, is to go out
into the wild blue
into
yonder.
the wild, is to disconnect himself from other people. I think you would say corruption just looking at Ravane, and you would be wrong. Because I don't think Ravane is scared of the love that he has for other people and his connections with other people at all. Like, I think that is something that Ravane is really proud of about himself, and that Ravane really cares about himself. But like,
I think it's easy for him to get lost in that he's afraid of being lost, which fits into the vast.
Yes, exactly. Like, I think Ravane's impulse that scares him is to disconnect from the people that he loves. Like, he is very proud of how loving he is with other people and how close he is with the people he cares about. But there's always that like mental disconnect. I'm projecting on this one a little bit. There's always that mental disconnect of how much can another person really know me, and how much can another person really love what they do not know, that I think is very vast aligned. And I think that is something that is the impulse that Ravane is scared of in himself. So Eleonora, fuck.
I don't know, like, vibes-wise, I'm getting desolation, but also the thing about desolation is just, like, it's the fear of total destruction.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is Eleonora's worst impulse. No. I think Eleonora's worst impulses are...
I'm going to say dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the obfuscation.
And making herself hard to know.
Yes.
And making herself hard to perceive.
Yeah. Eleonora's impulse is to mask herself, and it's less the stranger masking impulse that I think Kalessa has.
Which is a performance, Yeah,
of like putting up that performance. It is more that the real Eleonora, whatever that is so deeply buried, and that she is so instinctively protective of that, and makes herself like deliberately unknowable, which we saw in the first couple episodes of the...
And that's great Leonora meta that Laeral Valsine managed to find that in 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
She deliberately makes herself hard to know, and he did it in a couple months.
Yeah. And I think that like obfuscation is something that historically she has had a lot of reason to be scared of, because like she has a lot of questions about what has happened to her extended family, and those will never have answers for her. And she has a lot of questions about how the war affected her dad that will never be answered for her.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's I like dark for Eleonora a lot. I'm seeing some web Kimroll in the chat, and
Yeah.
you guys can headcanon whatever you want. As far as how I'm playing the character goes, and as far as like how he's been written to be,
Yeah.
Kimroll is corruption aligned in the way that Leo is corruption aligned. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Mia.
Slaughter. Well, no, because they're not afraid of that.
Yeah, no. Mia actively relishes that they are powerful and that they have occasionally used their power for violence. Mia just has fun. Mia just likes to party. I would say, if superficially, Mia is definitely
it's kind of like how like vibes wise we said desolation for Laura, but like it didn't actually fit. Like Mia is the same way where like Slaughter fits them like in vibes.
Well, I think if they leaned in, I think you could argue that Mia is Slaughter aligned if you argue that they are leaning into their worst impulses, because the Slaughter vibes of the dance macabre and the pointless, gleeful violence is very much the vibe that Mia has cultivated.
So we could say that Mia is just like a high tier Slaughter avatar and is just like leaning into it.
Yeah. Mia is Slaughter aligned in that they have fully embraced it.
Actually, that's such a cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, making it so that Mia, like, characterization wise, we really are just writing them as a person that is embracing their worst impulses.
Yeah,
we really are. Because what else are they? Because what else are they gonna do? Yeah.
This is so fun. Play Blood by MCR.
Yeah.
And we will see their character development later. But okay.
Well, we already said Celica and Talindra, and I kind of want to do the Stormbringer too because we already cleared up some things with Kimroll.
Yes.
Celica and Talindra. Oh, Celica,
I would say is also eye-aligned.
Eye-aligned, yeah. That drive to know and that like corrosive drive to know and to learn. Yeah.
Celica is eye-aligned and leaning into it. Talindra is death-aligned or end-aligned.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is something that has shaped her a lot, I would say the end is. And it is...
Well, the impending fear of her own death was what forged a lot of things about both her and Celica's character.
Yeah, the impending fear of her own death is essentially what created Talindra.
Like Talindra was literally born from imminent death.
Yeah, I would say Talindra is...
This is so fun. I'm having so much fun with this.
Talindra is 100% end aligned. Like, and I think that is also the impulse that scares her, is just ending things. And I think also, like Ravane, withdrawing, but in like a more permanent way of like cutting off the world rather than withdrawing from it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, which is why she lives in a tower in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I would say... And definitely, you could argue lonely as well. Yeah. I think you could argue lonely for either of them, but I would say more to Talindra.
Yeah, I think they just lean lonely. I think I and End make more sense, like, as fundamental things, but they kind of, like, Enneagram style wing out into the other fears.
Yeah. But woo! No, you want to do the Stormbringer, and then that's everybody. That's a main character. Unless we want to do Morlun and Alasha.
Morlun is web-aligned.
Yeah.
Duh.
I think Alasha is also... We forgot Sabine. That's what we forgot.
Oh, Sabine. Shit, yeah. Yeah, Morlun and Alasha are both web-aligned and just leaning into the absolute worst things about themselves. Yeah. Morlun Valstein has been leaning into the worst things about himself since he was like 16. Elf equivalent.
But yes, Sabine, and then the Stormbringer.
I think Sabine is web-aligned.
Yeah. I think Sabine
is fighting it.
And Web and I.
Yeah.
Of like, she wants to gather and keep information.
Yeah, she doesn't necessarily want to manipulate it. It's that she wants to know.
Yeah. I think I would argue either I or Web for Sabine.
Web, because I think her... Well...
I think Sabine wants to control her situation.
She wants to control her situation, but as we see later, like towards the end of season 1, Sabine does.
That's true.
Sabine does a lot of like using the actual truth of things to manipulate the situation around her.
Yeah.
And like Sabine does some fucked up shit. I'm gonna tell you guys.
Yeah.
Like when we see her again,
That makes it sound worse than it is.
It's not. Yeah, and it's not malicious. Like it's done from a very like genuine place.
It's done from a place of a lot of like wanting the best for people. But
but Sabine does kind of use the truth to manipulate the situation around her. So I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think bad. Because I think that's the worst part of her. Yeah, I think she's on the line between I and Web because the line between I and Web is also so blurry already. But
I'm sorry for everybody that is watching this that has not listened to the Backlist Archives. We got the question.
It's just so fun. I'm having so much fun with it. But yeah, Stormbringer. Vast?
Yeah, I would say Vast. I would say Vast in the sense of not so much the disconnect that I would say Ravain is Vast or Morlunley, but I would say Ravain is Vast aligned for of like that distance.
It's the getting lost.
Yeah, it's the getting lost and it's the nihilism.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, like that's what happened to them. They got lost.
Yeah.
like points in episode 15, they got lost.
Yeah. Yeah, Stormbringer.
And that was the worst. And that was the worst thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Woo. And we find out more about Stormbringer later.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a long answer, everybody.
Sorry, that was a lot of fun, though.
It was fun, though.
We can go a little longer in exchange for that, because I know that we, like, death spiral.
Well, we have a couple more fun ones,
okay.
And then we can open up to everybody else's questions. If I ask for a monthly letter from Verity, can I include my big three so she can roast my AstroTurf?
Here's the thing. Verity can't read or write.
Yeah. Verity doesn't know her letters.
It has been established in podcasts.
Yeah.
Verity cannot read or write.
Yeah.
So
if you asked, we could try.
If you ask for a monthly letter from Verity, it's going to be a very nice, very effortul handmade drawing.
Yes.
With like a postscript from Ereve saying, I really tried to help her. And that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah. A postscript from Ereve saying, I offered to take it down for her, but she was feeling the vibes.
Verity does an automatic writing session. So no, if you do choose to get a letter from Verity, it probably will be a drawing.
Verity, when we put together a random table for our characters of the month going forward, Verity's not in there because Verity can't write.
Yeah, and we don't want to just send like, crayon drawings to people.
Well, it wouldn't be crayon. She's a grown woman, but
she could draw with a pen.
Yeah, but still. Oh goodness! But if you choose to request a letter from Verity, know in your heart and acknowledge that it's going to be a best effort at a drawing from one of us, probably me.
Yeah, because I can't fucking draw.
Such is life. So I think this question was sent now because we've seen all we're going to see of Morlun this season. Thank God. What scene was the Morlun nya? For everybody else's context, we said pretty early in the episode, or in the season, that there was an outtake in our bloopers reel that was unfortunately lost
forever. It's gone.
Forever, unfortunately, in which Barry was about to say a Morlun line, and Pidge interrupted and meowed very loudly. So Barry said instinctively in the Morlun voice, "Yeah," and that was.
It was episode 5.
I thought it was episode 7. It was 5 or 7.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, I think it was 5. That scene,
I think it was the scene where he walked in after Fee and Kalessa's training session and was talking.
I think it was his first line in that scene.
Yeah,
because we had to take a break.
You know, like yeah. Oh, that's it. No more Morlun. Thank fuck. No, he'll be back. Just not for a while.
He'll be back, just not in season 1. He is out for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll be back.
The last of him in season 1.
You're not getting rid of him that easily.
He's the big bad of the campaign. We will see him again, but he's done for the season. So good. He's out.
Mentions of him, however, are not going to be out for the rest of the season. Yeah. Looks at next week. Looks at my Patreon playlist that I have titled "The BBEG Has a Complicated Backstory, and if we have to live with it, so do you."
It's a good playlist. Somebody said, your faith killed Moreland. Fen. So true. God.
God, I wish.
Oh, and because we accidentally mentioned Defiance, and we accidentally forgot which episode she had a cameo in, after episode 15, we got asked, is the Jade Green Infernal Elf that is driving the pirate boat Defiance?
Yes, it's Defiance.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's Defiance.
I'm sorry. Here, keep your thing. I'm gonna go read.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, that was Defiance. Yes, that was a special secret cameo. Yes, I missed it while we were recording, which was very funny because I helped make her character design.
I think I asked you why you didn't react to it. I was like, why did you not react to Defiance being there? And then you were like, Defiance was there?
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Barry was like, I thought I mentioned Defiance so clearly. Why didn't you react? And I said, what?
No, you said, I said something about,
Yeah.
I thought you would, I thought I would get a better reaction from Defiance being there, and then you said Defiance was there? And I was like, bro, you helped with her character design.
I may be stupid.
Okay, so that's all.
I may be stupid. No, we have one more.
Oh, we have one more? Okay.
Yes. Are we going to see them go clubbing? Yes.
Yes.
We are going to see the clubs in Bobwood, we promise. Okay, everybody, you can drop questions in the chat now. We're good.
We'll go a little longer because we wasted like our first 5 to 7 minutes with fucking with the Twitter shit. So
yeah. Defiance was there.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
I may be stupid.
Well, also so much had already happened in that episode.
Oh, people complimented my haircut. Thank you.
My wife did it.
Yeah, every few months I get Chelsea to hack off 4 inches of split ends from my head. Not all split ends, but just trims.
Ooh, you want to drop non-spoiler camera lore so bad. Ooh, there's not any of that.
There's not any.
We keep every week we tell you this.
It's all spoilers until season 3. Oh, man. But yeah, can we drop Ravane lore? We find out a little bit more about the circumstances of Ravane's adoption by Celica and Talindra next week.
Yeah, next week. Wait, no.
Yeah, next week. Yes, that's when that scene happens.
Yeah, that's 18. Okay, yeah.
That's 18.
I got confused because the scene in 20 was with Celica. Sorry, I've done so much audio editing in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, Barry's putting together a supercut.
Yeah, I am doing.
Yeah, so everybody can catch up before season 2 starts.
Yeah, we are going to release a season 1 supercut after, during the hiatus.
Do we see Celica and Talindra? We've already said we're going to see Celica and Talindra again before the end of the season. We had in our season notes, I wanted Celica and Talindra to come back in episode 16, and then so much was happening in episode 16
that we just couldn't.
That we couldn't.
Well, it was already almost an hour and 20 minutes long.
It already ran so long. I wanted them to come in, and it just couldn't fit because we had so much that we had to handle. So they come in.
I'm sorry about Dexter. I'm sorry about Dexter.
I love Dexter. I love Dexter. Don't get in the comments. Okay. Is Kimbrel going to make any more appearances in season 1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There is a scene in our episode 20 planning that we just wrote down the description for, and it is entitled Kimbrel Dream Ballet.
It's not a ballet. There's no dancing.
Yeah,
it's a Brian David Gilbert reference. But yeah.
Everybody's talking about Celica and Talindra hanging out with Len and Camila. I wanted to give it to you.
I know. I'm sorry about my bone dog. I'm sorry that my bone dog took that from you.
Do the bone goat and possum have names? Yes. And you'll find them out.
obscure lore that I can drop. The goat is named John, and the possum is named Jedediah.
Jedediah was just a joke. John is a deliberate reference to the mountain goats.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That does come up.
It does come up. Yeah, it is relevant later.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, everybody just talked about Celica and Talindra hanging out with Lynn and Camila.
I'm sorry.
I don't regret Dexter. That scene ran a little long, and that was when they were supposed to come in, and I didn't have time, and I was like, we have so much more to handle before the end of this episode.
Yeah. It was either, to get Celica and Talindra there, it would either have been sacrifice the entire scene with Ravane or sacrifice the Leo Zed thing.
And we didn't want to do either of this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they don't get to hang out, but they do get to interact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do interact.
Yeah.
But yeah. I had plans. It didn't pan out that way. But that was when they were supposed to come in, and I was just looking at the rest of the episode outline, and I was like, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Oh, somebody also asked how season 2 going so far.
Oh, yes. It's going.
It's
going.
We've come to the conclusion that the first, not quarter, probably less than a quarter. Well, 4, 8, 12, yeah. So less than a quarter.
It's going to be a lot.
The first 1/5 of season 2 is just going to be Leo has a bad time. Yeah.
But we do, as someone who's a personal friend of ours has mentioned in the chat, we do have NPCs coming in that we have referred to as the Giant Wives.
And they are very good.
I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for everybody to process them.
Again, question mark about Leo having a bad time. Is that what the again is?
Yeah.
So the thing about Leo is that he undergoes a very big character transformation throughout the campaign.
Yeah.
And you cannot forge a sword that is fit for battle without putting it on the anvil and just beating the shit out of it for a little bit. And late season 1, early season 2 is Leo's time on the anvil, as it were.
They forged the Archduke in the Crucible of Oscar.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, just straight up for 4 episodes straight, Leo just has a bad time in season 2. But then it gets better, and he gets really cool.
He has more fun.
He has more fun. He gets really cool. He adopts a nice swagger. I think you were the one that said Leo left season 1 a slut and is coming back for season 3 a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I occasionally say weird shit late at night, and then it always works its way into Barry's lexicon. Yeah, because we said something about Leo gets hot in season 2, and Chelsea, we said Leo gets cool in season 2, and Chelsea said, wrongly, Leo is already cool, and I said, no, Leo's hot, he's gonna be cool. And then I said, he left after slut, and he's coming back, I thought. Yeah. Leo's gonna have a bad time in season 2, but goddamn, is it gonna be fun?
And aesthetically,
yeah.
Yeah.
We recorded the first episode of season 2, and it was Leo had a bad day.
Leo got thrown 20 feet through the air 3 times. 3 separate times. Leo got thrown 20 feet through the air and took 3d8 plus 5 bludgeoning damage.
We were
3 times.
We were fighting something that had the ability to do that every turn, and Leo was the only person involved in the combat that got thrown. It was.
Well, it tried to throw you, and it couldn't. Yeah.
It tried. Every time. It's so funny.
Well, my argument was that Leo is more aerodynamic than Fee. He's easier to yeet.
This is not a spoiler, we have already said that they are back together in season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leo's easier to toss. Just another Manlet Monday. Oh man.
Also, I am very much because it's not a spoiler that they're back together in season 2. Like, we've established this from the jump.
Yeah,
but
we've talked about it.
I love having them back together because them snapping and sniping and snarking at each other has been so much fun.
Voice, you are so annoying. So true.
Fee makes a like low-key derisive comment. Leo, I'll kill you, and then he tackles her. Season 2 is gonna be really fun.
We're just riding the high of recording it yesterday. Just
God, we're finally out of season 1.
We're finally out of season 1. Oh man.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna give it like 5 more minutes. So if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and dump them. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, first 4 episodes of season 2 are just Leo has a bad time, but after that he gets to have fun and be like really cool and have like swagger now.
Season 2 is just in the foreground. Fee is like figuring out her religious stuff and having fun, and in the background Leo gets hit by a bus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually true. Yeah. only in the first few episodes though. Yeah, he doesn't get the shit kicked out of him as much like later in the season. Which like we didn't really plan for him to get the shit kicked out of him as bad as he's going to, but it just kind of worked out that way.
And a lot of it's down to the roles, but any more Stormbringer in season 1?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Not a lot, but the Stormbringer has a couple appearances in season 1. Give us Compelled inside jokes without context. We had a running dialogue exchange that will show up in early season 2 about 2 NPCs that we've had planned since the beginning. That has just been like, we've just been like echolalia passing it back and forth. Is just these 2 NPCs having this dialogue exchange of, this one is love mine, how to say in common. And then in the background, their wife says, lesbian. And then they go, lesbian, this is the word. Yeah. And we have had that dialogue exchange in our brains since before we recorded episode 1. And it's just so much. And it has been our favorite inside joke. We have been repeating it for a year, and we are so excited to actually record it and get it out of our brains.
Which will be on Sunday, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because we're recording episode 2 on Sunday. So
yeah. Just in a heavy Eastern European accent. Lesbian. This is the word. Yeah. Just brainworms.
That reminds me, after we're done with this, we need to watch some accent videos.
Yeah.
We're working on our Irish accents because...
For other characters in season 2.
Yeah.
We've got the generalized Eastern European kind of down as much as
we're going to, yeah. Our Irish accents are still bad. Yeah, we're still working on those.
They're not good. They will be good by the time that they're needed. It'll be fine.
They'll be passable by the time that they're needed.
They'll be passable. Yeah.
Yeah, just unfortunately everybody in every fucking NPC in season 2 has an accent. Like we have a big group of people that have Eastern European accents, and then like the people that we spend probably like 67% of the season with have thick ass like Ulster Irish accents, and then we go back to the place where all the New York accents are. So everybody
or Boston, if you're me trying to do a New York accent.
So yeah, everybody in season 2 has an accent, and that's been really fun for 2 people that aren't good at accents.
Yeah. For 2 people, when we're not doing an accent, you can hear the Appalachian.
Yeah.
But our other big inside joke is that nobody in season 2 has a normal name.
Yep, and
nobody in season 2 has
no more context.
Yeah.
Nobody in season 2 has a normal name.
Yeah, we started with the high fantasy names when we were in Australia and when we were in Tordoon, and then it just devolved from there.
That was like, I feel like I'm on mean tweets right now. like where like really, really early in the show, I saw someone make a tweet about like, I'm not going to get into this podcast because it has all of these highfalutin fantasy names. And I'm like, you don't even know about the 4 gnomes all named Tony.
Yeah. The Tonys. But yeah, those are the inside jokes that we can share with. That and Leo wearing booty shorts that say "Enemy of the State" on them. Those are our inside.
Well, that was Born Today, but yeah.
No, I said that a while ago.
Oh, okay. God damn.
Enemy of the State.
All right. So I think we're gonna wrap up for this week. This was really fun, you guys. I'm gonna go back to editing this fucking combat and hope that it doesn't kill me. See you guys. You guys are gonna be so mad at us next week. Bye.